special edition Zoom. I wanted to really get everybody together and share. This is going to be a wide open Q&A. Everybody gets a chance to chime in, ask questions. Right now, I'll mute everybody just for the first 10 minutes. And then you guys can unmute yourself if you want to jump in. You have that option. The fact that 65 people or 70 people now registered for this tells me one thing right now. Everybody is searching for answers. There are no answers that are right or wrong at this point, and that's something I'll tell you right up the jump. The fact that within a week's time of the virus going live and gyms starting to shut down, the fact that there was blueprints and people selling you into the solution blew my mind, and it pissed me off, to be honest with you, because there is no right answer. Nobody's done this before. So for somebody to come out and say, here's what you do when this happens, they're guessing, and you can just guess as easy as they can. But the fact that they were trying to leverage that and try to position themselves as, you know, maybe the expert or whatever, I didn't want to play that game. In fact, I told Randy early on, I refused to come out because we were in the middle of it just like everybody else. We're trying to figure it out as we go. But the good news is, now that we've talked to enough people and what we've done here in Iron Circle guys that are on this call, we had our call last week, we have some good news. Like, in all this shit that we're going through right now, we got some good news. So I shared a link right there. I'll assume, since I can see everybody, who's closed? Raise your hand. Closed. 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 Jackie, are you closed? Raise your hand. Vince, it's all right. Well, let me ask you this. Who's still open? Who's still open? Nobody's open. Okay, we're all in the same boat. Forrest, you guys closed? Yeah, closed. All right, so we're in a situation to where now
all 31.
All 31 locations.
Okay. Yeah. Patrick O'Sullivan says he's open, but that's the only one I see.
Okay. Yeah, wild and crazy times. So now we're in a situation where we're closed. Now the next question is, are you like Orange Theory, where you shut down everybody's billing, or are you fighting to stay alive? So I know Rich gave us his answer earlier. He was forced by corporate to shut down. Who here is trying to service their clients and continue to build our clients in this? Yeah, right. And that's what I would suggest, because really, closed but still serving, Thomas says. Right now, we're in a fight. If we give up now, we don't know how long it's going to last. Nobody knows. It could be 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. I've heard all the way into September. Who knows what's right or wrong? Right now, we're just in the position we're in. We got to try to figure things out. So here's a couple of the things that we've done, and I think they've really, really helped. And if you're not doing this stuff, this is your chance to, or if you're doing other things, this is your chance to chime in. Number one, I broke it down and got really transparent with our clients. I think a lot of times me specifically, maybe even Forrest and some of the guys have multiple locations. They don't see you every day, and they think that this is just some faceless business that you're in. And I think at this point in time, I think going live and sharing the struggle and sharing the situation and oversharing, it went a long way. When I did that, the outpouring of support that came back to us was amazing. So for those of you that are kind of like, you know, I've never asked for help from my clients ever, but I know if I do it now, we can make it out of this thing on the back end with probably more loyalty and more unity within the business just by doing that. So that was the very first thing that I did. The big kicker for us was we didn't know if we were going to close or we were going to stay open. And in that flux time, it was about 10 to 12 days. That's when we had people coming to us with uncertainty. We knew that if we were closed, we were going to take it to this other option. But until then, we couldn't really do both because we were still in the gym and we were still training clients. And this kind of in between, the uncertainty was what people got a little nervous, and they started like canceling and freezing, at least coming up and asking about it. And so I think everybody's closed. If you make the decision to close, I think that's probably the best thing at this point. I don't think the optics or the PR of you trying to stay open is a good thing at this point. 2 weeks ago, I would have probably said a little different, But I think this thing has gotten so big that if you force yourself and try to stay open, I think it's probably going to backfire in the long run. Would you guys agree? Yeah. Would you agree? Okay. So most people who are still serving their clients, we're trying to take it to an online version. Okay. So what does online version look like for everybody? I've talked to a bunch of people, and the fact that Jerry and Case, you're on here, I think I'll probably ask them to chime in. The thing that we did is we created we jumped into Trainerize like 2 weeks ago and started building programs out like crazy. Some of you already had that solution. Some of you didn't. If you don't have that solution, I would probably start looking at that yesterday and getting some online programming for these clients. Because the one thing we have to understand is that they're not, the clients that are paying us are for coaching. It's not necessarily workouts. So the Trainerize apps gives you the workout. So now how do you fulfill the coaching side of it? And that's where we switched to Zoom. We went to Zoom first. Actually, that was always going to be the option, but then Trainerize came in. I'd love to hear Jerry's take on this because he did this and he kind of like reversed his thought process about how he did. I'll unmute you, Jerry, if you want. There you go.
You hear me?
Yep.
So Tim, you broke up there on my end. So you just wanted to hear about how we're doing our Trainerize and how we're doing.
I want you to talk about the thought process you had going in and how it changed after you started doing it.
Yeah, cool. So we were already using Trainerize for our Fit 42 online program. So we were familiar with it. So we had workouts in there and we were just, it wasn't brand new to us. So right away we knew we had to do something because can't just shut down because that's the kiss of death for what we thought. So we got right on it. We got all of our coaches to start designing workouts, and I made sure to organize them because we can't have people doing push-ups and burpees every single day if we have a bunch of coaches just creating. So you got to have a head guy that's like organizing these workouts because you still want some structure there. So we started creating them, shooting the videos, and then we noticed that it was pretty dry because even though Trainerize is really organized, but our clients come to us because they want face-to-face. They want people to, they want the accountability. They want the human connection. So even though it was a great product, they still were kind of like, it's not the same. Well, we know that. That's when we discovered Zoom, and we didn't realize how easy it was to set up. So we actually did that, and now we're able to deliver such a good product, and we're able to coach, we're able to see our people, we're able to correct them, we're able to joke around with them, and now with confidence we're able to still charge people because we are coaching them, so we feel good about it.
Good. And that's exactly what we did, Jerry. So to let everybody know, we were forced closed Friday. Today we launched our first kind of online Zoom training. And for lack of a better word, it's boot camp. I mean, there's some clients that have equipment, some that don't, and we're trying to program in between. One of the things we did was last Saturday, we just let everybody come in and raid the gym. Now, I've heard a lot of people saying, let your clients rent the equipment, but have them pay for it. I think that's a bad idea. I think if you're trying to make money, like everybody's like, we lost clients. How do we make money back? And so everybody's coming up with this idea is like, hey, what if we just rent our equipment out and we can charge them for it? I think that's a bad idea. I think right now the focus for everybody in here should be saving your clients, saving everybody you can. If they come to you and say, hey, Tim, or hey, Natalie, hey, Forrest, I'm looking to cancel my membership. Really sit down and talk to them and say, look, be transparent and say, look, here's the situation. We don't know how long this is going to last. We still want to serve you. We want to support you. How about we go ahead and let you grab this rower and these 2 kettlebells and we'll program for you at home with that workout for you. And surprisingly enough, you'll probably get a lot of yeses. And we did. And so we saved quite a bit of people by just doing extra stuff, not trying to charge them for it, not trying to do anything extra, try to get some money back. It was just to serve. And so I think that the focus of everybody really should be, one, transparent, two, serve your community the best you can. And I saw Vincent today, great job on your Facebook Lives today. So there's a lot of different things that people are doing. Some people are doing Zoom. Some people are doing an Instagram, Facebook stream. I don't think it matters, to be honest with you. I think what really matters is you have this face-to-face connection and you can see the people and you can respond back into them. So like on Facebook Live, you couldn't do that, but you can get questions and answers there. But if you do like a Be Live version, I don't know if Vincent, if that's what you were doing, but you can have the little heads on there. You can have the screens, you can see them. I think that's really cool. And that's really what helps. I saw Matt today. I saw you post yours. I think everybody's going this way. Is everybody pretty much online at this point?
Tim, let me just say one more thing about our Zoom here.
Yeah.
So we got together and we realized that, the kids are all out of school and we have nothing but time. So today we did our first free Zoom to the community for kids. Our idea here is to help and just get good faith out there. So we had 65 homes tune into our Zoom today. And there was probably well over 100 kids working out. We did a 20-minute workout and we made it super fun, super energetic. And we're going to do it every day at 10:15. And it costs, we upped our Zoom to 500. We're hoping to sell out at 500 eventually and get the word out and so that's what we're doing for the community too, is the kids, man. It's fun and they were loving it. And the parent, now every kid's talking about it and the parents are all talking about it and it's going to spread. So maybe we make a dime from it, maybe we don't, but as we come out of this, we're going to know that we were doing our good stuff, and so, we feel good about it. So
I think that's a great point. The community, you're asking for support from the community. The best thing you can do is just give right at this point. All right. So that's kind of some of the things to talk about as far as saving your business. Now, what can you do to maybe even grow out of this, which is a kind of a weird thing to say because everything's losses, doom and catastrophe. The good news is there's some things working right now. I got Evan on here. Evan's been, and I'll let him chat about it. And we've got our own play that we're running that we're seeing some amazing success from. I'll let Evan chime in and talk about it. And then I'll tell you what we're doing so you could potentially grow out of this thing. So here you go.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We were first to our market to offer a 14-day virtual training program. We just labeled it as a quarantine program for folks in our area. And the way I went about it was just reaching out to the public and telling them that I want to help out as many people as I possibly can. And that's a really powerful message when everybody's just kind of doing their own thing. Gyms are trying to grab extra money from clients. They're shutting down, still charging them. There's a lot of, mistrust that's going to be developed from this whole thing. And so we started with no ads last Wednesday when I started up in a funnel. We got about 20 some leads in the beginning. We turned on some Facebook ads and it's performing at about $3 a lead right now, where we're at. I think right now I'm at 96 leads. I got to check my Keep. Sorry, I should have had this pulled up. I think I'm at 96 leads with 56 booked appointments right now. And that's an appointment to have them be onboarded with us. We're going to tell them what kind of equipment they need. We're going to do like a little mini assessment to make it feel customized. And then I'm just running my play that I've done in person with small groups running every hour of the day, team training running at the same times during those peak hours. And people can just come in and or sign up online, and they're going through with what we would normally do in person, just online there through Zoom. So it's 96 96 leads, 52 booked appointments in there. So that's going really well. And I think if you guys really try to communicate to your community that you're trying to help them and you're trying to build their immune systems and you're trying to really stop this virus, We are part of that as gym owners, and you can communicate that, get on news stations, get press releases, and it sends a really powerful message to not be somebody who's sitting on the sidelines and trying to get extra money from clients, but just really just giving back at this point in time, because there's really nothing to lose from giving back. So
Awesome, Evan. Thanks for sharing. You know, it's really interesting. Some gyms are out there trying to make money right now, and I don't think that's personally the best play. But every, you know, like, this is my take. Again, everybody, we have 30 something people live right now. You could do whatever you want. I think the angle is really trying to help and serve and fix the problem versus trying to profit off of displaced people. I'll tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, I was leaving the gym yesterday and driving home, I couldn't believe how many people were out running, walking the dog, riding bikes. The trails up in the mountains are like it was a sea of cars like I've never seen before. People are wanting to exercise. They want to get outside. They want to move and feel better. Why wouldn't you just give that to them? Because you got all these gyms, and around us, we've got a dozen big giant gyms that have thousands of members that don't have anywhere to go. And so what we're doing is we created a quick URL, pulsegivesback.com. You guys can check it out if you want. And we're giving a free workout every day at 12 o'clock. We started it last night about 5 p.m. and I think we've got 67 registrations as of this morning. Like, it's crazy. It's like people want to work out. And so, like Evan was saying, pitching it to the news channels, can you imagine local gym, you know, Fit in 42, local gym wants to give back to the community, and they're doing a free workout, free 14 days, free workout every day. Obviously we've got some upsell opportunities, but let's get them into our ecosystem and start earning their trust first. But it's wide open. Like, cost per lead for us is $1.80.
Tim, there's been 6 registrations since this webinar started.
It's crazy. So the need and the desire is a thank you, man. That's even better, right? So I bet you it's even lower. So who is going to take the opportunity to get leads, to show them what you can do? Because when this thing's done, if it's in 2 weeks or 2 months, if they physically, like, you would all give a free trial away to your gym. I know you would. So why not just do it virtually? And then by the time it flips over, guess what? They already have a bond with you. They've already been training with Rich. They've already been training with Missy. They know who you are. They're going to come see you. And then on every single one of those calls, you could always talk about the next steps, right? So this is actually such a great opportunity for training gyms that I actually feel really damn good about it. Whereas last week with the unknown, I actually feel better today knowing we're closed and seeing what's happening out there in the community. I think this could be a home run. And so here's the point. The gyms that can make it through by keeping your clients engaged, not losing people, and getting leads, and you know, there's going to be, and I estimate, this is just me looking around, I think 25% of one in every 4 gyms is going to be gone. I mean, how could they stay? If, you know, I think Orange Theories are going to collapse. I personally do. And I don't know, we have an Orange Theory regional director on this call. That's just my thought. Everybody's got Orange Theories in their market, but if they're shutting off the billing, you're only tapping into reserves for so long. What's up, Joseph? So, Rich, I'd love to hear, because I know everybody's got Orange Theories, and I know you're a friend of ours, so it's like you can share. But what do you really think is going to happen? Love to hear it. Here, I'm going to unmute you. There you go.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, we've had conversations with franchisees in regards to, you know, how they're dealing with their employees. But, you know, some of the conversations have definitely led to, you know, those closing up shops, selling licenses that aren't developed yet. So it's definitely going to be a bleak period for fitness when we come out of this.
Okay. Yeah. And that's no knock on Orange Theory. I'm just saying, like, how can you stay around if this thing goes 3 months and you still have rent, you still have employees, maybe? And so here's what I recommend everybody do. If you get losses, if you get freezes or cancellations, I want everybody to track it on a Google Sheets. You know what your negative is. Like for us right now, it's $6,800 a month is what we've lost so far. I know Evan's in the 7s. Jerry and Casey did pretty damn well. I've seen zeros. I've seen people that haven't lost anybody. And I've seen people that have not taken a dime right now. So anything in between, it's all over the board. So I don't know what you guys are losing, but if that's what you're losing every month, how can you cut your expenses next month to at least break even? What can you do? So for us, it was cutting employee, cutting some salary out. And I think we're fine from there. We're good at that point as long as we don't lose more. But as soon as we offered the online training, we got 3 clients back, which was cool. And they're paying, $350 a month. So little things that you can do in communication. I think you need to survive versus try to thrive out of this thing. And so like New Zealand and Australia are on this call. You guys just closed, right? Like last couple days. Vince? New Zealand.
Yopu.
Yuipu.
Can you unmute him, Tim? I can't do that.
I got it.
Yes.
You just closed, right?
Yeah, we just yesterday we make a call yesterday.
Okay. So my man, you got to track everything from this point. You got to keep every client that you can.
Just only one that was asking this morning, is there any what are we planning to do with their membership? I haven't get back to her yet.
Okay. You're still trying to figure out what you're going to do is what you're saying.
I was waiting for this call until I get back to her, but I'm just going to say to her, what can I do to help her? Whether she want to take some of our equipments at home and be able to, and I'll borrow them for it. That's my plan.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I would fight, guys. I wouldn't sit back and try to see what these clients are going to do. Casey, you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry. Well, I've had this conversation a couple times, and I've preemptively said it too. I mean, our job is to help people, create a better lifestyle, get to their goals. And so what I've been telling my people is, guys, your goals haven't changed. Just the environment in which you do it has changed. Yeah. So I'm still your coach. So right now I'm going to be teaching you, I'm going to be training you remotely. You're going to be at your home instead of in the gym. So the only difference is the environment. You still have the goals that you wanted. And so that's kind of what I've been trying to drill home is just that. Just, I'm still your coach. You still have goals. Let's keep going. And the saying that we say internally all the time is, smooth seas never created skilled sailors. So if we can get through this and you've still made some progress, imagine when the world is your oyster again and you go out and about.
Yeah, it's a great point.
A couple of things, Tim, just as the chatter is on the side. Like Patrick O'Sullivan said that 2 of the locations he has shares a spot with a Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness sent a letter to their landlords asking already for a year of free rent, a year at 50% off after the fact, and a 3rd year with 75% off.
Yeah, 75%.
So obviously they're not going to be getting that. Couple other things. Jackie just asked, what is everybody doing with employees and coaches? They're working hard to keep theirs.
Yeah. Jackie, what I would tell you is this: if you can keep your coaches as long as possible, I think the loyalty that comes from them in the long run, because if you put them out on the street, they're not going to get a job, right? And a lot of this times we try to build this like staff as a family kind of thing, because obviously that's the goal, is that they love to work for you, you love them. It's a great big family. So I looked at our losses and I said, okay, I have this, we got to kind of make this up. We kind of split it up. And personally, I don't think I'm going to even enforce that. I'll probably just pay them in full. There's some guys that laid everybody off. And so you got to look at it however you need to. Again, I think this webinar, this call today is because I don't think there is a right answer. I think you just weigh out the pros and cons of that. And my goal is to keep my coaches as long as I can. If I can do it, I'm going to, because I think the loyalty in the long run is really going to pay dividends, just extra work ethic, them going above and beyond in the future. But everybody on this call has got that same situation. So I'd love to hear from anybody that's laid clients or laid staff off right now, and you felt that that was the best idea. Who's laid everybody off?
Or has anybody had to lay off?
Well, I know Jason DeRose. Yeah, Rich laid everybody off. Jason DeRose just told everybody going on unemployment.
I've seen that in a lot of other industries, obviously, as well. So,
Vinny, you laid everybody off?
Weaver furloughed them.
Weaver did or no? Oh, furloughed? Okay.
Yeah, he said he's had to. David Bender's keeping everyone on right now. Evan cut pay.
Okay, so Margarita asked, how does unemployment, when you tell your staff to go on unemployment, how does that affect you? Next year, your unemployment insurance percentage is going to go up. That means every check, every payroll, you're going to have a bigger piece taken out to cover what's been paid out. Now, I will tell you.
Them on that. They made a change for the unemployment right now. It's not going to impact your unemployment insurance.
Beautiful. That was my next point. I have seen some things that say that that's not going to happen, but in a normal situation, that's how that would happen. But great. I do think that the small business is going to get some help, and everybody I think is tracking the same things that I am, as far as the bills and the things that are the CARES Act that's going through. I heard it got shot down today from Democrats. I don't know. I don't want to talk about politics right now, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
go back
sure
this weekend for round 3.
Round 3 of revisions. Okay. So I really think, and finally, usually it's the big business, the auto, the banks. I think the small business might actually get a nice deal out of this. And not the fact that we want a handout, but really this is none of our faults. Like, so we're in small business. The small business runs America, but obviously it runs other countries too that are on this call. Like, it's okay to go get an SBA loan and then get it deferred or get it waived and turn into a grant in the long run. I don't see anything wrong with that. So
yeah,
I know
Vincent said Australia's getting some big handouts. And that's the thing too here, Tim. We've never been in a situation where the government forced businesses to close their doors and then said, hey, we're going to try and help you out. So this is different than anything in the past.
I would agree. So Matt says, Republican Socialist, Matt says that he's trying to get some work at home rules. Okay, so what can your staff do if they're not in the gym training clients, but you want to keep them on board? There's a million things they can do. Number one, client outreach, I think, is as important as anything else. If they can call every client, like if every one of your clients gets a call every single week, like one day, I think that's awesome. I think you should put them to work, get them on the phones. What we did is we split all of our clients into groups, and each coach is in charge of a group of clients. And so they just have to call and touch base with every single client every single week. That's number one. Number two, we're all coming in here. We're going to shoot some content tomorrow. We're going to do some video. This is a good time to catch up. If you haven't done content, exercise videos, you can even get some testimonials. If you've got clients that are willing to come in and chat and have a little testimonial, might as well stock up because you're going to need it in the long run. Think about all the stuff you put off all the time because you're busy. This is a great time to catch up. Business systems, operations, automation, anything that you want to come out of the back end of this thing. I think gyms, I think it will be what is the new normal, but I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it is the gyms and where people are rushing back in because they're still afraid of maybe getting sick or catching a virus. I don't know how long this is going to be. Not just like, okay, businesses are open again and everybody comes flooding back in. I don't know. What do you guys think? Nothing.
Tim, can I just touch on that when it comes to the marketing and the conversation?
Yeah.
You know, like constantly, I mean, for those of you that follow Tim and I on the podcast, I mean, we obviously talk about, you know, direct response versus that like, trust, and respect factor of the kind of the long play. Right now, we all have the opportunity to double down on that kind of long play. And that's what getting back and giving these free workouts and things like that to the community are really going to exemplify. Is you have the opportunity right now to establish what you want to be known for in your marketplace. Do you want to be known as the organization that stepped to the plate and gave away, created new relationships when others kind of ran or just didn't have anything to offer? So the other day we were talking with Evan about, or actually on the podcast, Tim and I did this past weekend. We gave Evan a shout out because Evan, we are providing a solution to our clients' problems, pure, plain and simple. That's it. So as long as you continue to provide that solution, people are going to follow. And it's not the opportunity, it's not the time and the opportunity right now to drive hard into marketing and expect to just boom right now. That time will come. But the work that you're doing right now is going to be the foundation for the success that you see then. And that's something that you really need to be paying attention to.
Yeah, I agree. And I would say the fact that everybody's on this call tells me something right away. Like, you guys want to come out of this ahead. There's some guys that are like, woe is me right now. Why did this happen to me? Why is this happening? Why aren't my clients sticking by me? You know, this isn't my fault. Like, there's some people like that with that mindset. If that's you, time to switch it. It doesn't matter what you think. It's really what your clients think and what's really happening, which is your ass is closed down. So yes, Jackie, I agree. It's time to put the work in. And I think this call maybe just be a little kick in the ass and try to get everybody motivated again. Cause I know you guys are stressed. I'm stressed. Everybody's stressed because not only is Pulse affected, ProFit's affected too, because if you guys are not in business, that hurts both sides. So I'm here to help. Like I said, I didn't want to come in and be like, okay, I've got a plan. I don't know. I think the fact I'm a gym owner just like you is that I'm in the same boat, right? We're just trying to navigate the same shit as everybody else. Yeah, and Thomas is right. I think anybody that is left is going to be in a stronger position. So over deliver, pick up leads through free out, Pulse gives back, call it Orange Theory gives back, call it, TFW gives back. You can take that to the news. You can. The local media will eat that up. Like, why wouldn't they? Evan's already got a news spot coming up.
Forrest, the first post in the chat is a local article about him being featured doing the same thing.
Forrest is doing that? Beautiful.
Yeah. If you look at the top of the chat, there's a great article right up on them.
So Forrest has 31 locations. I don't know if what you're doing, Forrest, is if you would – I don't know if you would stream from one location. Jerry's got 5. I think Orange Theory should have gone online and done a freaking global, online training. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. Forrest, what are you doing in your space for all 31? Are you doing 31 individual plays or are you doing one?
We're doing one. Well, I take that back. We create everything brand agnostic here so they can run it in their market without lifting a finger, but most of them like to personalize it for their market. Okay. I give them that option. If they're technically proficient, they do it. If not, they just run what we do.
Okay. And then
I've really been focusing on defense. I'm just now getting into offense, which is, that's why I was curious about your landing pages and all that. So we closed before we were even had to. So we closed a week ago today and got amazing feedback from our clients. So many medical professionals saying, you don't know how many lives you just saved. I mean, nice. I posted, I think 25 different screenshots of emails I got that were just over the top. And then we immediately said, hey, for the amount of time we're going to be closed through March, we're adding on to the end of year agreements. And we did that for everybody. But that's coming up. And so I'm working on I'm going to get in front of what we're doing for April. But then we also, a week ago, Tuesday, opened all our gyms and loaned out every single piece of our equipment for free to customers. And of course, that was another huge win. So my gyms are empty right now. So I'm actually investing to get them all painted, which you could argue is the worst time to be spending capital. But I just can't imagine another time when they're all closed and there's no equipment in there. And then I can just get contractors working. So I'm doubling down, even though it could be very risky. But I just launched a free Facebook page that article I posted kind of helped me start to boost as a way to, give back to the community, but also some lead gen, at which point, maybe after a week of posting content, we'll make an online play. But up to this point, very little offense. It's been all defense.
Yeah. I think, you know, whatever you want to call it, Iron Tribe gives back. I mean, whatever that looks like to you in your market, I mean, we got 6 leads just on this call. So, I mean, I can't imagine with 31, you'll have thousands of leads in just a matter of a couple weeks. So why not? Why wouldn't you? Because like I said earlier, you'd all give 14 days or 7 days at your gyms right now if it was open. So why wouldn't you do it virtually? And the big thing that had me on a sticking point, because this kept me from pushing the button a little bit earlier, was like, how are my clients going to receive this if I'm giving this for free and they're paying me to do the same thing? So what we did is we split up the Zoom. So we have 2 different Zoom links, one's for members, one's for the Gives Back program. And they only get one. On the Gives Back, it's 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every day. And our other clients get, you know, 4 other per day, plus Trainerize, plus nutrition, plus accountability. So that was the differentiator for us, was like they're sharing the shit out of it too, which is like the better thing. Look what my gym's doing. That's why we love them even more. So while I was a little hesitant, that's how I got around it, and it's actually doing really well. So I think that's a great play for anybody out there right now, because there's gyms out there that are closed and nobody, you know, you're in your community. When else do you have tens of thousands of new leads that don't belong anywhere? It's like right now.
A lot of chatter in the chat about loaning out equipment. I know a number of you guys have loaned out equipment. Obviously, Tim at Pulse, we've done that same thing. Has anybody put in like any agreements or anything to handle the liability side of it, or are you just kind of running with it?
Yeah, anybody do rental agreements or liability agreements?
I chose to trust my staff as a form of goodwill, but I also told them if they didn't return it on the date we announced, whenever that date was that we were going to be opening, that they'd pay the full retail price of the piece of equipment. But I don't have that notarized or signed anywhere.
Yeah, I did the goodwill thing too, Forrest. And what we told everybody is if this thing goes longer than 2 weeks, we'll probably have a call for equipment so we can rotate it. Because we let rowers go and bikes go and airdynes and stuff like that. You know, it's not real fair to have somebody has a rower for 2 months. Like, let's just get that rotation going. And so they're all super cool about it. 50 ergs out the door. You have 50? Yeah. Well, are you going to do a call? You're going to do a call for equipment in a couple weeks and see if they rotate them? Might be a good idea.
We didn't have to. We just loaned them out. We had kind of even based on everybody's training programs. We just loaned out equipment that they needed to keep making progress. And anybody that needed like to adjust for, you know, whether they're in like a apartment complex and no longer had a gym or whatever, we've just been doing on the programming end of things and just trying to like over deliver on the personal training customization end of things.
Are you telling me you rented out ergs to people that were not members?
Just our client base.
Okay, good.
So everybody put in, and basically if they, you know, were paid up in full and we had, you know, billing information for them, we let them walk out the door. Obviously track the serial numbers and all that stuff, but yeah, gone.
Yeah,
Place is empty.
We did the trust factor, and it was a big win. Like, clients were thanking us. I can't believe it, because they're off at Dick's Sporting Goods trying to find kettlebells, Walmart. Everything's sold out, guys. It's all gone. So the fact that you're giving that to them, that's even more goodwill.
Yeah,
so
straight up do it.
Just do it. Yeah. So if anybody hasn't, so I saw rental agreements. I've seen some, but we didn't. So it's up to you. I don't know if there's a right or wrong. Yeah. Perform Better has discounted packages. Do you have a link, Evan? Because I've seen a link flying around with like a band, ball, and kettlebell kind of pack.
Yeah, they're doing if you do PB15, that's their like discount code for 15% off everything and free shipping. But I talked to my rep that I've been working with since I opened 4 years ago, and we developed 3 custom packages for clients based on their level, their fitness level type. And they just go, they call Jamie, and then they pick, hey, I'm stability level, so I'm getting this. Power level, I'm getting that. So that's what we're doing on our end for people who didn't get a chance to grab equipment at our space.
Yeah. So Jack, you did the same thing. Looks like, yeah, I'm reading the comments now. Fantastic, guys. We're doing whatever it takes. I don't think anybody's doing the wrong thing. It's just different. So really the focus is keep your clients as long as possible. I think personally, I think we got 60 days to keep our clients engaged. After 60 days, you got to remember why they came to you, is because all these workouts that are out there, they've existed before we open, right? They've got, Peloton's got great programs. There's all kinds of online training, but they wanted the connection with you. But the longer it goes without you speaking to them, 60 days, I think we're going to see a little bit of a fall off. So be heads up. This could go longer than that. So that's what I would
Tim, do you want to talk about your communication with your membership base?
Sure. Well, everybody should have a Facebook group, obviously. That's where we do the majority of our pushes. We have email and text message, and then we do outbound calls. So we try to, everybody wants to know what's going on. Like they're feeding like, hey, Tim, what's the latest? What's going on? So the more you can get in there, I mean, shit, unfortunately, I haven't been live in my own Facebook group in probably a year. And then when I started coming out every single day, it was like an upsurge of like activity, and people are like grasping onto it. And so they want to hear it. So I would do daily or every other day, or at least once a week, jump in there and tell everybody what's going on. And, you know, hopefully you're tracking your local market. In Arizona, they're not going to like lock the whole state down like they did, say, California, or at least they're not planning on it. I don't know. Who's in complete lockdown right now? You can't even leave, huh? You can't go to the store or nothing.
Handful, huh? 5 or so, 6. That's crazy.
Delaware's locked down. 11:59 tonight.
Tonight.
It's time to go out and party for like a couple more hours, Jackie.
One thing I wanted to touch on too, though, Tim, was some of your transparency and communication with your members. You know, you and the majority of you guys on this call, you know, you guys are, for lack of a better term, more of the mom and pop style, you know, fitness studio. You're not a big box gym with, you know, millions of dollars sitting able to just hit pause on memberships and be able to sustain. So Tim did a good job at communicating what they were going through and what they were doing for the members. And it was really cool to see a lot of the members step to the plate and let them know, hey, you don't have to worry about me. I will be here. I know that he had a big, you know, resurgence of a lot of the members come forward and just let him know that they understand we're all in this together, and that it wasn't, you know, Tim or the gym against the clientele base, which I thought was huge. But I think that came from the transparency and the conversation, and coming from, you know, Tim as the owner directly to the clientele base.
Yeah, I agree. And that one of the things you said on the podcast, what I think is really like a light for us, is the fact that fitness is in the limelight right now, because every doctor you speak or hear speak on CNN or Fox, wherever you're listening to, is talking about the fitness factor in immunity, and how the fact that fitter people with physical fitness can fight off infections and viruses better. And so if you guys remember, I did a presentation, it's probably been a year now. We got this awareness triangle. At the top of the triangle are the people that know fitness is the solution for them and know who you are. And on the very bottom, there's 4 levels. On the bottom is the people that don't even know they have a problem. And the fact that this is out there in the media, talking fitness, is the fact that these people that are unaware are moving up the awareness triangle. And the fact that you understand now fitness is a solution, now they got to figure out who you are. So the more that you can be out there pushing and talking about the current events and how, you know, fitness will help them protect themselves for this and in the future, is only a benefit. It's only a benefit right now. So the awareness is really on finally for fitness, right? Because people, like in America, what is it? 16% of all Americans belong to a fitness program of some kind. You know, we're talking that 86%, 84% of the people are starting to realize, like, holy shit, I need to get my ass in shape. And so I think this is all good stuff for us. So we just got to stick it out and keep fighting all the way to the end. Some questions. Can you guys still go out when it's a lockdown? Can you guys still go out when it's a lockdown?
somewhat, right?
Grocery store, gas station, CVS. Okay. All right. I want to open this up, guys. I would love to hear what you're doing that's working. Like, is there anything that you're doing in your local market? Like, oh my gosh, this thing's really working for us. Not only to keep clients, but maybe even getting leads right now. You can raise your hand or unmute yourself or whatever. Just chime in. Nobody, David?
I was telling Randy, we just leveraged everything into like just giving away goodwill and just being honest with who we are, what we're doing in our area. So between the workshop that I did with you and we had already moved a lot of our small group training clients to Train Heroic. I know there's a lot of other programs out there, but that's what we use. And then just leveraging that with our Facebook group. And then I've been running actually ads just going, hey, we're giving away 2 months free of our online format. Like this is just full package, like unlimited Zoom coaching, within reason, obviously, some personalized programming, some personalized nutrition, and just trying to build the community into things has bought us a shit ton of goodwill. And just like, hey, it's like me and my wicked small staff. I'm just trying to keep everybody healthy and moving and making money. Just help us out so we can help you out.
Perfect. Okay.
Margarita said they got 50 leads advertising a free 21-day yesterday. Gave them the option to upgrade for $39 a week, but 50 leads in 1 day for a free program. Again, Tim, I just checked our numbers. I mean, just from the beginning of the call, we've got 10 new leads for the Pulse Gives Back.
It's wild right now. It is wild. So Margarita, great question for you. If you're still on, is did you upgrade any to the 39 a week play? In the fact, yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing this 21 days, and then what I tell them is to, is everything is by text, and then I say, let's jump on a Zoom call. So this morning, that was just yesterday. So today I did 3 calls. One lady was no, one she signed up, and one she said she got to talk to her husband. I'll give her the option $39 a week because I feel like if for any reason they don't want to move forward and they can't, the weekly is less stressful than like one bigger payment.
Yep.
Also is pretty much our lowest membership level. So if they want to continue as members, that would be pretty much the same price. And if not, with the 21 days, I don't really give them access to the Zoom links because I only do that for members. And I don't want them to feel like the members are still paying a membership. So I don't want it to feel like, well, what's the point for me to pay a membership? Like you were saying earlier, I know you guys do the two. But I give them a meal plan. I give them, workouts, video. I add them up to our open group, our Facebook group. So they still get some type of support. But the other one will get pretty much a membership, the same that our members get. So yeah, the leads has been coming really cheap. I used to pay $50 per leads, and now it's like $1.25 or something like that.
Silly. Well, there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, obviously, you got all these people that are displaced, but less people are marketing right now, which means the CPM is probably much lower. So you're seeing ad spends being spread around to more impressions, and you're just going to get more eyeballs on your offer. And the fact that it's free, beautiful. Right. People are jumping right in on that $1, right? Why wouldn't we do it? We're back to 2015 rates, guys. 2015 rates. So what Margarita is doing, what I'm doing, what Evan's doing, and also Jerry and Casey is what we call it considered a freemium model. It's like you can have this free, but the premium version is more. So It's like a freemium, just like an app or something. I really like that. I'll probably do an upsell on my page after this call. Randy will just add that on to a $25 a week. And we do a weekly thing anyway. We have the upsell that we've been pitching on the live, which we did today. I don't know if anybody's bought or anything, but we just said, hey, you get this, but if you want all these other things, it's $25 a week. And if you want nutrition, it's another 25. So it comes out to $50 a week. So virtual, Missy, what are you asking here? Virtual only programs, anyone doing now or planned as an option later, and the price point? Anybody doing virtual only memberships in the future? Thinking about it.
I am.
Right? Mac, yes. Okay, so one thing, if you're going to do that, the fact that you can find some ads in your local market that work, guess where you can start going? Go to every state that has closed down gyms, which is pretty much all of them, and go drop pins on all these big box gyms and start picking off clients in different states. You'll get 50-cent leads at that point. You know, and if you have something that they can upsell right into it virtually online, I mean, we're sticking to Arizona for now, but guess what? We're going to start scaling to any state once we figure out the game plan here. Vincent says $100 last week. What are you now? 75 per week within 3 months, free pay to Vincent. Unmute yourself, buddy. I want to hear this. Where are you?
Yeah, so I'm already planning for who knows when this is going to be over, right? But the plan is to kind of play off. You know, let's go back to, you know, like ground zero, like from the start, basically, when we started our business in 2015. We were a much smaller operation, a lot less staff, a lot less fancy equipment. Our location was different. But I don't know what's happening in the States. Obviously, it's pretty fucked up all around the world at the moment. But Australia is very much the government's basically, they've all but, other than the bank being in our account, they've all but said they're going to bail us out. It's going to be pretty hard for us to go broke during this period. Well, basically, it's paused, right? There's no, they're putting in new regulation as we speak where you can't fine anyone. You basically can't evict anyone. So no landlord can evict. All that kind of stuff is all on pause. Plus, they're going to give a minimum of $20,000 grant to kind of keep us basically alive. And we can get unsecured loans up to $250,000. So from that perspective, we just need to kind of stay alive and run as lean as possible. But what I'm planning is we revert all of our prices back to foundation rate, like when we were a much, much smaller operation, because when we restart, we are going to be a much, much smaller operation. You know, all the fancy shit we had, everything's going to be very different when we restart. The economy will be different. So I guess how I'm going to try to be first to market is, at least as a minimum, go back to foundation rates from 2015. Otherwise, go even more aggressive and get people to go, you know, it might be $50 a week and just jam pack this place and then worry about that problem. I would rather have to worry about people complaining that it's too busy in our group sessions than not have them in here and, you know, them going to other facilities. I guess it very much is every man for himself at the moment in Sydney Central anyway.
And I would agree, guys, this is every man or woman for themselves. Like, you have to fight right now. And I think anything and everything's on the table. And if that means driving over to somebody's house and training them in person, I think you do it, like, right now. But to Vince's point, yeah, like, why wouldn't you just scale back to the beginning? It sounds like they're getting a free 20K right off the bat, and then 250 in loans. Natalie's asking, how do you turn an SBA loan into a grant? Here's what I've heard, and I don't know, this was last week. They're working on a bill in the US that says if you can prove that you've paid your salary and rent with that money, that they will then turn that into a grant. Natalie has a link. Okay.
I sent the link.
So I heard that was going through, but I don't know if that's still today what's going on. I'll try to maybe go search on that a little bit. Max asking, what equipment do you suggest for us to go virtual program? You know, Mac, I would think the most versatile pieces that are the cheapest to ship, I would say sliders, a band, maybe a TRX, maybe not, a med ball of some type. Maybe a light kettlebell might be the solution. Evan, what's in that package that performed better that has not workout equipment? What are you thinking? Oh, software? You're asking about software? Oh God, who's got that answer? I don't have that answer for virtual training option. Like a membership-based site that has like pre-programmed workouts that you can just have videos hosted. Or are you trying to go?
No, Tim. My PT Hub.
My
What up,
PT Hub looks like Vincent says, exercise.com.
I'm looking at when we come out of this, being able to have like what cameras, mics, all that stuff do you guys kind of suggest to make it easiest to do that virtual training?
Okay. Randy, probably a good person to answer that one.
Well, I mean, whoa, I lost you guys. That's a tough one. I have a lot of fingers out here right now trying to get some feedback from other gym owners that are doing it really well. Vincent, just before the call, he actually posted one in Australia that's phenomenal. So he's actually working with the guy that got him set up to get me information there. What I can do for you, Mac, is I'll share that information. I don't have a definitive answer, you know what I mean, on what's best yet, but let me get back from those that are doing it well. I'll put together some resources and then I'll get that information for you.
Yeah, Vincent, big props to you, man. Randy took a screenshot, sent it to me, man. He has the video with his logo, and then he has the workout written on the side of the screen digitally.
I'm working with him on that, though. He's got a really good.
I know, but it's just badass, dude. It's just badass.
Yeah. It looks phenomenal, yeah. So I'm gonna try and get some of those that have, you know, it looks different than some of the other stuff that's out there. Those that have the top, you know, like the nicest looking stuff is the information I'm trying to get back. So let me get that information, Mac, but I definitely want to share that with you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I want it for me too.
Yep.
I have a list of how do you say that word? Filmographer. Everything's under $1,200. Camera, lighting, mic, extra lenses, software. I can shoot that to Randy and give out. Thanks, Natalie.
That'd be awesome.
This is great, guys. Sharing anything you can, because we're all in this kind of clusterfuck together. Jerry's got something. No, he's got good. All right. So do we end up coming out of this with an online virtual option? I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. All those online PTs are freaking out right now. All these gym owners that actually know what they're doing, they're actually going online. They're probably shitting their pants.
But remember what we were talking about too, Tim, and you guys you'll know this, but remember that the clients that are coming to you after the fact, the clients that are coming to you to train in person are probably not the same clientele that would prefer to be doing an online virtual workout. You know what I mean? So it's not a problem to have that as a poll, as a service and offering, but don't expect to, you know, transition the majority of your current clientele to like a virtual offering. Those people want to be in there getting the accountability, the coaching and things like that more than likely.
I think the leads that you pick up in this free kind of 21 or 14 or weekly program, those will be your go-to people to upsell into a virtual program, especially if they're not local. Like we had people from Ohio and Mississippi on our live today. It's cool, right? I mean, we can train them virtually. It was great, but they're not coming in here to work out when this is all said and done. Yep. Nice revenue stream. Yeah, I think we're all in the same boat there. If we're gonna cut our teeth on doing this online game, then might as well come out with a product.
But yeah, Vincent makes a good point. He said not to be all inspirational and stuff, but it comes down. He thinks it's pretty simple. Whoever survives the next 6 months and comes out with the most data is going to win.
Yeah. So talk about data for a second. What kind of data are you talking about?
Good question. There you go, Vincent. What data are you mining at the moment?
Oh, lead info, contact info. Yeah, lead
emails. You think about all those big box gyms. I know it's very different because I'm in Australia and you guys aren't here, but obviously a gym is a gym. But you talk about Globo gyms and that kind of thing. You know, I'm in Sydney. I know the boys have been in Sydney, but for the rest of you on this stream, you know, we're in downtown Sydney, as you would call it, right? Where the big business is. So we've been hit very hard because most corporations around us are literally shut down, just like you guys. So there's no one in the city right now. We're not even in the suburbs. We can't even pretend to half open. There's physically no one coming into the city. But what we're doing now is, so in Australia, Fitness First is probably the biggest gym in Australia. When it comes to a chain gym, you know, that portfolio is owned by private equity. It's a $1.2 billion portfolio. And they've shut up shop. So right now, all I'm thinking is, well, fuck you guys. I'm going to take all that email data, all those phone numbers, all those people that can't train. So when the sun whenever it comes out, because no one has the answer when the sun comes out again. When the sun comes and let us open, I'm going to hit all of these, because this is the way I look at it. I don't know if it's being an idealist, but I only had a barrel with, you know, with only 1,000 fish in it only 2 weeks ago. But right now, motherfucker, I got a barrel with 10,000 fish in it. So I just need all those fish's names. And when I pull that trigger, when this opens up again, it's just law of averages, right? There's going to be more people that are going to respond. That's it.
Totally get it. Yeah, I love that. And so what can you do with emails and phone numbers? Well, obviously you can email them and text them, but you could also target them with.
Yeah, but we're going to keep them when we get that data now. What we're doing is, so I'll send some stuff to you. If I send you a video, Tim, can you share it?
Absolutely. You can share it in the group too, bud.
It's on my phone. I'll text you on Messenger. Give me a sec.
Okay.
So I'll send it to Randy. So what we've done, but basically yesterday was, for us, Armageddon was yesterday. So they shut gyms down as of yesterday. And I guess what we're doing very, very quickly, bootstrapping as fast as we can, is putting together a Vimeo channel, private filming stuff. So all these live streams is all going to funnel into an account. I don't know when we're going to try to get the data, when the data collector point will be, but it will very much be around the case of, hey guys, also, if you can't join us live or the live workout's not for you, jump onto this Swipe Up, because we're going to use our social media influencer leverage. Swipe Up, sign up here. We've got all our strategic partners. So we've got like a local delivered muscle meal company. We've got an equipment company. So all my friends that own those companies have chipped in for big $500 vouchers. So give me your data, pre-register, and then you're going to get access to our movement library as well. And eventually, I've already hit it hard. It's going to be 60 days free because no one's got money now. It is not the time to take people's money right now because there's so much uncertainty, right? Consumer sentiment is shit. So if you think it's in my opinion only, if you think a 7-day free or a 10-day free or a 21-day free is going to work, man, we're talking about 60, 90, 120 days. This is a long run, right? It's big dramas before people are going to be wanting to give you $10 a week, $20 a week again. So right now, it's like, who can hold us? And you got to remember, the big guys aren't like us. The big boxes, even if they're rolling hot with lots of money, it's going to be very hard for them to open and just make things happen. They're laying people off. They won't have a marketing manager. They won't have a content creator, right? We need to be agile and use that as our strength.
Beautiful. Well said. Thanks, Vince. Well, I think that's probably it. I mean, everybody good? Any questions that you need answered right away from the group? Is anybody like stuck? Anybody like, fuck, what do I do about this? Employees, landlords, anything, guys? You got the group here, so might as well leverage. Everybody feels good? You guys feel like there's more opportunity than probably last week? Last week, I feel like last week it was doom and gloom. This week, it's like freaking roses. Like everything's coming together, like just the way we wanted it.
There you go. Find a way. Richard asked if people are looking to get funding in place today or waiting until they need it.
Oh, do it now because it's wide open. So I don't know if you're who asked that. Richard, US. Yeah, go to SBA.gov/ or just go to SBA.gov and right there on the homepage, you got a disaster relief. I put my stuff in yesterday just to get in the line. You know, you don't have to take it if you get it, but if you get it and it looks good, and I think Matt was saying like you got some other higher interest stuff, you can like bundle it into this and save a ton of cash. I am in the SBA and my bank, 2 different venues. Yeah. So a couple requests to do some weekly calls like this. You think this was helpful? Just kind of do a little group call, yeah? Because shit, next week it'll be different, right? It changes every day. Next week we may have something else.
Jerry.
You know what's good about Jerry though? His guns are always swole. Always swole.
Just buy smaller shirts.
I saw your video. You're slacking.
Dude, I'm gonna get fat during this freaking quarantine, bro.
Dude, you know what? You have a gym to work out in. What are you talking about, man?
Am I allowed to go there? I don't know.
I'm in the gym right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can sneak in.
Not the same.
Max got he's got a budget for strippers. He said that's good. That's good.
It's home, isn't it? Yeah. You can move into your gym temporarily. That sounds like a logical excuse.
I don't think you're gonna get kicked out, man. There's no problems there. Well, hell,
And well, that's something to talk about, though. Do you guys have any gyms in your area that are defining or going against mandate? I found out yesterday that there's a gym down the street that's they're literally keeping the doors open until the police show up. I think it's stupid, but Casey?
Evan did that. Casey, you have something?
Oh, am I muted?
You're open. You're good.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, so one of my members works at Club Pilates, and they're not a gym. And it was interesting because I watched and we closed, not because it's mandated, but because of optics. I think we mentioned this earlier. But it was interesting. I did a Facebook Live, and she mentioned how she's still open, and I watched like 15 people attack her. And yeah, it was nuts. And so I felt like, I was really glad that we made that decision to close.
Yeah. Richard Bradley says it's $1,200 fine and 30 days in jail if you get caught defying a mandate in Oregon. And they just did that today. I think they put that in.
Yeah, I think it's try not to skate the law and try to work out. I think Vince, I heard some workout going on in your gym, man. You might be crazy. Yeah, he said fuck. I don't know if the PR is good enough. You got a great online option, man. I would just push them to that, dude. And then be transparent with your clients. I think they just want to know. I think they just want to know what's going to happen. And as soon as they know, then things change. Like, okay, cool. This is the plan right here. Well, cool. Doors are locked and we have an orange line on the ground for social distancing. All right. That's up to you guys. Hey, we're all the captains of our own ships here. So it wouldn't have done us any good to stay open any longer than we did. We took it right to 5 p.m., right when the deadline was, and then we locked the door. I mean, what else are we going to do? Can you tell them about membership? What do you mean by that? Uipo. Where are you, buddy? There you go. You want to ask that question? What did you mean by that? He forgot. All good. All right. Well,
are you talking about can you sell them into a membership currently? I mean, I don't think there's anything about preventing you from actually selling memberships. I just don't think people are willing to buy them.
Here's something that I saw that was actually really good. A guy that owns the 12 he's got like 4 locations. I saw him and I talked to him quite a bit, but he pushed out and he does training packages. So it's totally different. Hey, buy 10 classes for $89 and you'll get them for when we open up. And normally they're whatever, $199. And he told me he had 283 people purchase on an email. So he's selling stuff for when they open again. So he's generating revenue now for when they open again. He's just giving deals. So think about Black Friday kind of deals. Mm-hmm. He positioned it in a way that the staff is laid off and this would help them.
I've seen a lot of the serving industry and restaurants and bars and stuff like that encourage the local community to buy gift cards as well. So if you can't sell something and service somebody right now, there might be members in the area or people in your area that are willing to help keep the doors open that have it, that, you have an offering to give them now. Maybe they want a membership today and they'll, receive that service later.
Okay,
Cabbage is promoting that.
Who's that?
Cabbage, the online lender.
Okay.
Or a broker or something like that.
There's some ways to peel off some revenue. Our play here is keep our clients happy, engaged, get the free leads. Data is like Vincent's saying, have all these emails coming into our database that we can reposition once we open. That's our play. Like if you want to figure out ways to generate revenue that way too, that's cool. But that might be just through an email. I think that's not a bad idea necessarily. Oh, okay. Vincent just backpedaling. Vincent's backpedaling. He's not open just for his virtual. Got it, buddy. Sure. Sure. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We'll let this settle in. You guys take some action and go off and do some stuff, and hopefully you get a little bit of momentum out of this. And then we could and we can revisit this next week if you guys want to do another one. I'll throw it out there if you guys want to. If it was good for you, I think it's a good time to just regroup, see what's working. That was really what this was about. How can we help each other? Happy to do it. I can organize it.
David, I can fill you in on that question too. He's asking Tim how you're handling the CLA with like these trial or these online members and stuff.
Well, Evan's doing it right as a new tag into his. He duplicated the Nurture to Book, so it's talking about the quarantine program. The way I built mine was just in a separate campaign, leads to like Nurture and to reminder sequences, and I don't even have them in my CLA. So if that makes sense. Okay. All right, Michelle, I see you flexing. Flexing, Michelle. All right, guys, that's it for now. We'll go off and do good, and then we'll circle back next week and post something in the group. Sound good? All right.
Bye, guys.
Here, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Tim. See ya.